Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. I've always maintained that Ruto's government is very predictable. You just tie the dots and you will know and understand their next political move. And this is why I'm of a very strong opinion that Kenyans should not expect any service delivery from this government. It's a government just taking Kenyans for fools. In this video, I want us to have a look at a post shared out by Denis Itumbi. A post that has clearly backfired, going on how Kenyans are responding to that post. A whopping majority, if not 100% of Kenyans who are responding to this post are attacking Denis Itumbi, exposing him as a liar and a propagandist. Let's have a look at the post. Denis Itumbi, government listens. System ya facts. Number 1, first-time ID application prices drop from shillings 1,000 to shillings 300. Number 2, applicants who demonstrate inability to pay to be granted waivers. Number 3, ID replacement fee reduced from shillings 2,000 to shillings 1,000. Digital ID to be unveiled in December. Technically, you will not need a printed ID if it gets lost. 4, Gazette notice published last week revoked. New rates published for public participation. That's Denis Itumbi. And even before digging deep into this, all these are lies and propaganda. Lies and propaganda. I want us to understand what's happening here for Kenyans to understand it better and to see this government for what it is. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. Yes, what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen? This post by Denis Itumbi clearly exposes the propaganda and the lies in this government. Any sane Kenyan should not believe anything this government is saying. If Kenya Kwanza says it's not, be rest assured they mean the South. First-time ID application, prices dropped from shillings 1,000 to 300. That's a very big lie. That's a propaganda. First-time applicants to take an ID, I think, the last time I checked, it was free. It was free. Now it has been moved to 300 Kenya shillings. That's an increase. The propaganda here, Denis Itumbi is lying that it was 1,000, now it's 300. The 1,000 was just a way they wanted to increase it from 0 to 300. So they had to start with 1,000 so that eventually they can bring it to 300. For some Kenyans who don't understand these things to start celebrating that at least wamepunguza. It was free. It has been increased to 300. So this, why are we paying taxes if even ID card, identification card alone we can't be given for free. Why are we paying taxes? That's a propaganda. Applicants who demonstrate inability to pay to be granted waivers. Nothing like that. That's a very big lie. If selling groundnuts alone, there is a bill being formulated that if you're found to be selling groundnuts, fine is, or rather will be 1 million Kenya shillings. Which government will give you free waivers? That's a very big lie. ID replacements fee reduced from 2,000 to 1,000. Replacement was 100, so it has been moved from 100 to 1,000. That's the truth here, ladies and gentlemen. Gazette notice published last week revoked. New rates published for public participation. The High Court had already suspended that Gazette notice, so it was not in application as we talk. That's another propaganda by Denis Itumbi. And that clearly exposes the lies and how this Kenya Kwanza government is taking Kenyans as fools. Look at almost everything that this government has been talking about. All their promises, anything they say, if you only give them time, it always turns out as a propaganda or a lie or something that was not meant to be achieved. No single promise William Ruto made has so far been achieved. Ruto has made so many promises which, as of now, have not been achieved. So this is how this government is ruling, through propaganda. I think about 1 day, 2 days ago, we saw more comments saying that the leaking at JKIA is because of Uhuru Kenyatta. When Uhuru Kenyatta was the president, we never saw JKIA leaking. And why is it leaking now that Ruto is the president? Poor management of government facilities. Those charged with the responsibility of managing those facilities are busy stealing and enriching themselves. They don't care about any government facility. Ruto promised that he had some deals in Saudi Arabia where some Kenyans were to get some jobs there. A whole president actually intends on transporting the same people he should be providing employment to. He intends on importing them, or rather exporting them as slaves in a foreign country. Very unfortunate. And Kenyans, it's high time Kenyans wake up to understand these things very, very clearly. William Ruto does not deserve to be in office for any single extra day. This is a man who ought to have been impeached as of yesterday. He doesn't fit that bill of being called the president of Kenya. He has failed to deliver, and even if given time, he's not going to deliver. This is a man who's just taking Kenyans in circles and is preying on the ignorance and the naivety of a majority of Kenyans and most of his supporters to lie to them that is going to do something for them. If it's about service delivery, if it's about development, this one has failed miserably. Denis Itumbi has just embarrassed the government. He says he loves. He has just embarrassed the government. He has posed the government as propagandist, a lying government. All these things he's saying, all these are lies, ladies and gentlemen. And this can go on to prove that this government is deliberately punishing Kenyans so that eventually, at the right time, as William Ruto did insinuate, when he met Kenya Kwanza elected leaders at State House, He said that they should not be worried about their popularity now because it's not the right time. So it might be possible that around 2026, we might see the government start pulling this kind of a trick being exposed by Denis Itumbi. They'll start reducing prices on some basic commodities. They'll make sure they raise them so high so that by 2026, they'll start reducing the prices, and some naive Kenyans will be celebrating and actually chest thumping on how they have a genius government. William Ruto supporters should and must wake up. Let me stop you there, ladies and gentlemen. In case you may want to support our forum, for the forum to continue becoming strong and stronger, contact me through that number below, or feel free to channel any kind of a support to that number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you.